Water World sells three products: ski vest, slalom skis, and ski ropes. We're just going to call those skis from now on. Information related to each product line is provided below. So we have the sales price, the unit variable cost, and the sales mix for each of them, for the vest, the skis, and the ropes. So we have $741,000 worth of fixed costs, and what we're being asked to do is to compute the annual sales that the company needs to generate to break even. So break even is kind of our um, first thing that we need to get to. So if we take our sales price and subtract our variable cost, then we get a unit contribution margin dollar amount. All right. And then once we have that, if we then divide that contribution dollar amount by the original sales price, we'll get a contribution margin ratio. So I think the simplest thing is if I just write this down here again so that it's clear. So vests, skis, and ropes. So we have 120 minus 60, which gives us 60. We have 300 minus the 210, which gives us 90. And we have 50 minus the 10, which gives us 40. So this is contribution margin. And then what we want to do is we want to then calculate the contribution margin ratio. And so what I need to do is then divide by the 120, divide by the 300, and divide by the 50. All right, so this one is 50%. And let's put 90 divided by 300, that's 30%. And then the 40 divided by 50 is 80%. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to be able to layer in the appropriate mix for each of these to be able to then calculate an average contribution margin. So this is contribution margin ratio, right? So that's what we have here. And so then I need to layer in mix. All right, and so the mix it says is 20%, 70%, and 10%. All right, so let's do that calculation. 0.5 times 0.2 equals 10%. 0.3 times 0.7 is 21%. And then 0.8 times 0.1 is 8%. All right, and if we just add all of these up, 10 plus 21 plus 8, I get 39%. That's a 9. All right, and that 39% is my contribution margin ratio. So then what I need to do is take my fixed cost, $741,000, and divide by 0.39. All right, 741 divided by 0.39 gives me $1,900,000. And this is break even. All right. The next thing that it says to do, compute the annual sales that the company needs to generate to have operating income of $234,000. So now what we need to do is we need to take our 741 and we need to add 234,000 to it. So if we take 741, we add 234, we get 975,000. And if we divide that by 0.39, I get 2.5 million. So 2.5 million is the amount that I need to sell, total sales dollars, to make the 234,000 in operating income. So, as Waterworld's marketing manager, what marketing strategy would you pursue to help the company maximize its profit potential? So, the contribution margin, is the strongest here in ropes, right? And so, if we can come up with some dynamic ways to promote our ropes, then that could potentially really help drive margin for the business. Maybe we can come up with some really creative handles that go on them, or just some, maybe cool colors would make a difference, right? I mean, I don't know what we could do, but we have a really strong contribution margin there in the ropes, whereas the skis, they're kind of on the bottom end, and the vests are in the middle, but the ropes by far are the strongest. And so if we could focus there, we have the potential to, drive up the profitability of the business.